So the Charlotte Hornets Foundation announced this week it donated $100,000 to Hope Street Food Pantry. Just to give you an idea of what they do, it's an organization dedicated to ensuring that no one in our community goes hungry. And what they got was the annual hunger grant. So I got a chance to talk to Melody Leedy, the founder of Hope Street Food Pantry. She gave me some background on what they do, how they were able to land this grant. Really good interview. Got a little emotional too, Carlene.
Of course.
Because you're talking about folks' lives, the impact they do.
And you said $100,000?
$100,000.
I mean, that's life-changing money.
That's
for an organization like that, that's huge.
And they're able to change lives. She said something that was great. We're doing life together.
Right.
And so we got to help folks that we're doing life with. So let's take you there to that interview with Melody Leedy.
Let's get started. I got the press release yesterday from the Charlotte Hornets. So take me back. So it was $100,000. How did you guys find out that you guys were recipients of the grant?
So if I take you all the way back, so this is our third year that we're doing our annual kickball tournament. And so last year we were getting ready for it. We always prep in the summer and then we do it in September. And we actually contacted the Hornets to see if they could donate anything for our silent auction. And they actually came back to us and were like, they had said, we're looking at your organization. We've got this hunger pillar of our grant program that is part of the Charlotte Foundation. Would you be interested in interviewing and just telling us, what would you do with $100,000? And I said, yes, so freaking fast. I was like, absolutely. So I got to interview with the Charlotte Hornets Foundation a year ago in July. And I just got to tell our story. And at the time, we were sort of in the middle of launching a new program with the Charlotte Mecklenburg Library. And so once a month, we were taking our truck of food and we were going to a library in Mecklenburg County, and we were setting up a mobile pantry. And so we were looking at how effective this was becoming, how popular. It's on a bus line. People are comfortable at the library. And so it was just flocking all kinds of people. And I said, well, what would it look like if you guys jumped on board with this grant and we expanded it? And what would it look like if we did it every week? And so that really became our pitch and our goal for this year. And in October of last year, they came back and said, congratulations, you have been chosen. And so first week of January, we were in a Charlotte Mecklenburg library. And so every Tuesday, we're at a different library in Mecklenburg County in communities that need it most. That came from research and from partnering with the library. Where are the food deserts? West Charlotte is a really hot zone for food deserts. We were at Sugar Creek Library on Tuesday where we fed 174 families, and it had nothing to do with the Hornets being there. So these have become really popular because it is in the communities that are our food insecure neighbors are living. So that was really the launch of, how they came on board. So if you've seen pictures of our super cool van, it's got the Charlotte Hornets on it with our mission statement, remove barriers so no one goes hungry with Hope Street Food Pantry. And that's, Tuesday was just the celebration of that.
I think that idea sounds like a no-brainer.
Right.
Like it's a layup, not to use the basketball terms,
Right.
or the Hornets. Was there any ever doubt that, okay, we might not get it and we'll just have to figure something out?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So I move quicker than money. So I'm already, I'm telling the library, I actually told them, I said, we don't have the funding, but this is the idea. I believe that this is going to happen. We're going to move forward in it. And they were like, great, we'll do whatever we can to help you guys make this happen. So we didn't have funding whenever we sort of set out on this goal. And so we've secured Food Lion as a sponsor, and we've secured the Hornets with this grant this year. And that was really just the piece that I knew was supposed to come together to bring food to our people. Because if talk about removing barriers, we've got to talk about that transportation piece and, walkability. And a lot of our community is unhoused, or they're going from shelter to shelter, or, I mean, the stories are endless. Just, we want attention. And so bringing the food to them at their libraries, I mean, like you said, it's a no-brainer, and it was an instant success. So now we just continue to try to expand that program and take even more food to more libraries and just bridge these gaps.
Stories, you talk about it. Is that what drives you every day? And I know you said you move quicker than the money, but is that what keeps you going?
Which part?
Just hearing the personal stories, the people
Oh,
that
yeah.
you're touching
Oh my
and
gosh. Are
impacting.
you kidding me? Yeah, the personal stories, they're endless. I grew up feeding with my mom. She actually runs a food pantry in West Virginia where the poverty line, um, it's too vast. It's too vast. And you think you're not doing a lot, but when you start hearing the personal stories, because we look at the big numbers and we're like 174 families, that's around 600 individuals. If you look at that, you're like, wow, that's a big number. That's fantastic. But when you talk to the 2 middle school kids who walked for an hour last week in the blazing heat with a shopping cart as representatives for their households, those are the things that just keep you going. Oh my goodness, this work is hard, but you got to keep going. Oh my goodness, you need more money, but you got to keep going. Oh my goodness, there's kids and parents living in their vehicles because they promised a job when they moved to Charlotte and then that fell through. And just all these different scenarios, really like snowflakes, because there's no two that are the same. But if I can do something, if I can put the Charlotte logo on the side of a van and drive a van to, with thousands of pounds of food, why not? Man, it is the best job in the whole world. And we were talking about it on Tuesday, and I was like, this feels like home. Like, this feels like home to show up into a library and people feel safe and they feel seen. And we have a lot of regulars that are traveling with us and picking up food for their families. And they're like, hey, Mel, how's your kids? What's going on? And I get to, hey, tell me about your mom. Last week she was in the hospital. That community of going, we're doing life together. And someone came through the line on Tuesday and she said, oh my gosh, this is the first time I've been here. Thank you. This is such a big deal. And I told her, I said, we're all in need. Have you been to the grocery store? I don't care what, right? Your face tells it all. Like, oh my goodness. Have you gone to buy a loaf of bread? Like a loaf of bread. So we get as much food as we possibly can. We're no referral. We're no appointment. We show up. We never know who's going to show up. But we always over prepare and we don't turn anybody away. So we absolutely love it.
You're right. We're doing life together, no matter where you are on the socioeconomic scale, right? We're all doing life together. And this is the perfect example of that.
Right? Like Hugo was out on Tuesday, which was just such a huge hit. And there was this moment where these kids were like on a field trip and they had come to the library for story time. But Hugo was out there, so they came to see Hugo, and we had popsicles. We were giving out popsicles. There's just this moment where Hugo was like high-fiving these kids, and like it's stuff like that. Like there's joy even in the midst of sorrow, and we can bring hope and we can stretch hope when we work together. Like it makes it go even further. And somebody with the Charlotte Hornets Foundation was like, maybe they would have never got to meet Hugo before, or one of the honeybees cheerleader was like handing out grocery bags. Like, and even to hear a middle school girl say, I cheered in elementary school. Let me tell you about my story. She's just receiving that and just affirming her and saying, oh, will you show me one of your cheers? Like, that's cool. Like, that's doing life together. That's being seen. That's leveling the playing field. Oh, by the way, here's 20 pounds of food in a grocery bag. Like, let's make a difference in your life.
Bringing kids, and I'm also hearing like it's bringing these kids closer to their dreams because, I'm from High Point. We couldn't afford to go to Hornets games or Carolina Panthers games, and to have that, that's huge.
It's aspiration. Yeah. I just think that's such a big deal. And I was talking to one of the ladies from the Charlotte Hornets Foundation. That's exactly what I said. I was like, my goodness, like we've got to instill dreams in our kids of going, yes, this is my situation right now, but my goodness, look at what it could be. Like right? Like that's part of the hope that we get to bring. And, when you get to check in on a family and, hey, how are you doing? You applied for that job last week. How's that going? Did you get a call back? Hey, I know you put in for emergency housing. How's that looking? Man, I'm super sorry about that. We're going to keep praying over that, right? Like I even had a guy on Tuesday. I gave him a loaf of bread because he was unhoused. And I said, hey, there's peanut butter already in your bag. Can I add jelly to that so you can make sandwiches? And he took one of our flyers and I said, oh, yeah, like put that somewhere you can remember where we're going to be because it has our whole schedule. And he said, oh, yeah, absolutely. But I want it because one day when I get on my feet, I want to come back and help. And I was like, you said it. When? I said, I believe wholeheartedly that's going to happen. And he just had this smile on his face. Like, if we're not doing life together, we don't get to speak into each other. And I don't get to look at you and say, man, I see talent in you. I see hope. I see dream. Like that's part. We're like, yeah, food is the connector. And that's the bridge that opens the door for us to be able to minister to our community. But it's the people thing. It's the connection thing. Like that's my favorite part of it.
That doesn't happen enough. Like speaking life into each other, that does not happen enough. Like food is what got the folks there, but speaking life into people, oh man.
Right? You're getting a taste of like that's literally every day of what we do. And that's why Tuesday is such a big deal because we get so many one-on-one moments. Like we get these 5-second, 10-second minute windows of just, whether you're a believer or not, we, when it's okay, when they give us permission, man, we can just gather around them and we can pray over them. Even as a non-religious organization, I can believe in a God of miracles and just say, hey, man, but what if? Like, that's my story is what would happen if we opened a food pantry in North Charlotte where there's none, with a shelf of food in a basement of an old house on the corner of church property? What would happen if? And then 7 years later, and that's why I just like over and over on Tuesday, I'm telling the Charlotte Hornets, you have no idea. Like I'm a white girl from West Virginia who said, man, what if we saw our community for who they really are as people? I say it all the time. What does hungry look like? It looks like me. It looks like you, Nick. Like it looks like all of us. And my kids, who have 3 kids who have grown up doing this, and they come and they know the people, and my community knows them. And we do life together, and we break bread together, and we pray over each other. And just because I show up to feed doesn't mean I'm sitting on this side going, man, I got it all together.
Right.
Are you crazy?
Mm-hmm. You do so much. Oh man, you got me emotional during this interview. This is not what I intended. But it's something I needed to hear. So I say all that to say, how can we help you as a community? How can we help?
Yeah, I think getting the word out is the biggest deal for us. That's why I sit down all the time and talk about Hope Street. Any chance that I get is we have to tell our story. Everybody has a story, and it is impactful to someone. I'm sitting with you and I'm telling, you our story, and I guarantee you it's hitting points within your brain going, oh my goodness, right? Like you tell your story to me and I'm going, oh my goodness. And then I meet someone and I'm like, oh my gosh, me and Nick were just talking about this. Let me tell you about, you know what I'm saying? Like we have to tell our story. And one of our biggest ways for people to talk about or to find us is, hey, I went to Hope Street Food Pantry. They gave me food, but they also saw me and they were respectful and they were kind. Man, come and get food. Because every time I get to check in a client, I say, hey, how'd you hear about us? Oh, my mom comes. Oh, my friend comes. Oh, my sister comes. And now it's, hey, I saw you on the news. This is something where it's open, it's available. You can come once a week. It's no referral. It's no appointment. It's no ID. It's no financial income. It's just come, right? Like it's just come. It is just come. And so we got to tell our story and make our services available. Oh my goodness, don't get me started. We should not have to jump through so much red tape to get assistance. And we just want to treat people like people. So share the word, share the story, share the resources. and we're working together, right? Like, you may never come out to Hope Street and give someone a bag of food, but I can guarantee you, you telling our story is going to make a bigger impact, because now people know to come. We're ready. We're excited. We're open tonight from 4 to 7 p.m. We'll feed around 500 families in a parking lot in North Charlotte. And, you know, we're going to sweat together and love on each other and see our clients and just have the absolute best time doing it.
Not even a question. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. You guys totally deserve this grant. You don't need me to say that you deserve it, but I just wanted to say that. And thank you for this interview.
Oh, gosh, are you kidding me? We love telling our story.
Man, Melody was so great to talk to. Melody Leedy from Hope Street Food Pantry. Congratulations to you guys. They're able to expand the work they do. If you don't know what they do, look them up. They're on social media. They're very active. Again, shout out to Melody.